Attention passionate Green Bay Packers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Green Bay Packers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Green Bay Packers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Green Bay Packers fans. Let's get to the news. Now, folks, what we're potentially looking at here is one of the most fascinating and game-changing moves in recent NFL history, especially for the Packers. Rumors from insiders like Adam Schefter are swirling around that Green Bay is on the verge of making a blockbuster trade that could reshape their entire defensive outlook for the upcoming stretch run. The buzz is that the Packers are set to acquire Patrick Surtain, the elite cornerback from Denver, in a trade that involves a first-round pick in 2026 and Jair Alexander, one of the heart and soul of their secondary. This isn't just a minor shakeup. This is a seismic shift that could elevate Green Bay's defense to a new level, making them not just playoff contenders but real Super Bowl favorites. But let's unpack this carefully, because this isn't just about picking up a star corner. It's about what this move signals for the Packers' entire strategy and their future. First, let's talk about Surtain. Drafted in 2021 out of Alabama, he's quickly established himself as one of the best young cornerbacks in the NFL. During the 2022-2025 seasons, he's been recognized as a top 5 corner by PFF, with grades consistently around 90, and his stats are just ridiculous. For the 2025 season alone, he's accumulated 20 solo tackles, which isn't just about quantity but quality. He's allowed only 2. 4 yards per reception YAC, top 5 in the league, while allowing a completion percentage of just 43%, also among the best. His coverage rating sits at a stellar 69.8, ranking him among the top 3 in the NFL. What makes Surtain special, though, is his ability to shut down the league's best receivers. Against elite targets like Jefferson in Week 1, he recorded an interception, 4 tackles, and a positive EPA per snap, showing he can take away the opposing team's top weapon. His Week 4 performance against the Chiefs included a forced fumble and 5 tackles, adding to his reputation as a ball hawk and a game-changer. His career stats are equally impressive. Over 235 tackles, 10 interceptions, 46 passes defended, and a double-team rate of only 30%. He's a true ball hawk, with an 18% ball hawk rate since entering the league, and he's allowed contested catches just 38% of the time. And with minimal injuries, just a hamstring that cost him 1 game, Surtain is the picture of durability and elite performance. Now, why is this such a game-changer for the Packers? Well, it's about upgrading a secondary that's been somewhat banged up and inconsistent this season. Reed is already on IR with a clavicle injury, expected to miss Week 8, and Watson is limited by knee issues. Wicks is dealing with an ankle, Monk is out with hamstring problems, and Belton is also limited by an ankle. The secondary is clearly in need of reinforcements, and bringing in a player of Surtain's caliber could instantly transform their pass defense. Right now, Green Bay's pass yards allowed per game sits around 190, ranking 10th in the league, but with Surtain, that number could drop closer to 150, which would make them among the best in the league. His addition could boost their coverage efficiency by around 25%, moving their PFF defense grade from the high 80s to well above 90. But what about the broader strategic implications? The Packers are 3-1-1 this season, sitting comfortably in the playoff picture and clearly in buy mode, meaning they're targeting a deep playoff run, with Love showing steady improvement, throwing for around 400 yards, 9 touchdowns, just 3 interceptions. The team's offense is on the rise. But defense wins championships, and that's where Surtain comes in. Pairing him with Jair Alexander, who's also an elite corner, creates a shutdown duo that's practically unstoppable when locked in. The projected impact is staggering. Analysts are now estimating that Green Bay could potentially rack up about 12 interceptions across the season, significantly reducing the passing yards allowed and raising their chances of forcing turnovers in critical moments. The defense, with Surtain, could see their total turnovers per game jump by around 12, creating more short fields and scoring opportunities for the offense. Now let's talk about the potential ripple effects. The Denver Broncos, meanwhile, are clearly in a rebuilding phase. Their record is 1-5, and they're tanking after a disappointing start, especially with Bo Nix struggling. His PFF grade is around 73. And he's thrown for over 100 yards with 5 touchdowns and 6 interceptions. They're looking to free up cap space, about $15 million, by trading certain and other assets, which they plan to reinvest into their young roster, particularly their offensive line. They need to address their pass rush issues, as they're currently allowing around 30 sacks, ranking 29th in the NFL. Moving certain not only frees up cap space, but also allows them to prioritize their rebuilding process, focusing on developing their young players and acquiring more draft capital. But here's the catch: the risk for Denver is clear. Their secondary is already taking a hit in EPA per pass, with some analysts pointing to a 15% decline in pass defense efficiency after losing certain. It's reminiscent of the Seahawks' Legion of Boom rebuild, which took years to recover. So Denver is betting on their draft picks and younger players to develop, but it's a risky strategy. They're essentially sacrificing immediate defensive stability for future gains, but in doing so, they might be hurting their chances of making the playoffs this year. For the Packers, though, this move is more than just a personnel upgrade. It's a signal that they're all in this season. The addition of certain could elevate their defense to a top-tier level, especially in the passing game. Their projected stats with him include a reduction in pass yards allowed, down from 190 to around 150 yards per game, and a boost in coverage efficiency by about 25%. Their PFF grade could jump from an already solid 88. 3 to over 94, positioning them as one of the league's most formidable defenses. And let's not forget the impact on their overall game plan. With certain locking down one side of the field, Jaire Alexander can be freed to shadow the opponent's top receiver, creating a nightmare scenario for quarterbacks trying to find easy completions. This tandem could be the key to making life miserable for rival offenses, especially in high-stakes playoff games. Speaking of the playoffs, the odds are shifting dramatically. Before this rumor, the Packers had odds of around plus 3,000 to win the Super Bowl, which was already a long shot but not impossible. Now, with certain in the fold, those odds have plummeted to around plus 1,200, making them serious contenders. In the NFC, they're now favorites, odds of plus 150, surpassing other teams that have been considered the front-runners, like the Lions or the Cowboys. The addition of certain isn't just a defensive upgrade, it's a statement of intent. It's about positioning Green Bay as a team that's not just happy to make the playoffs, but is aiming for the highest stage, the Super Bowl. And that's where the story gets even more exciting. With certain boosting their secondary, the Packers' chances of winning in the clutch, especially in cold weather at Lambeau Field, are significantly higher. Their projected win probability in rematch scenarios against tough NFC rivals could increase by around 25%, especially against teams with potent passing attacks like the Lions, who are betting heavily on their offense. The defense's ability to limit big plays and force turnovers could be the difference maker in those critical moments. Plus, with Jordan Love continuing to develop as a quarterback, throwing for around 400 yards, 9 touchdowns, and just 3 interceptions, the team's overall offensive efficiency is on the rise. They're gaining around 9 more possessions per game, which translates into more scoring opportunities and more chances to control the clock. Looking ahead, this move could be the catalyst for a true dynasty run for the Packers. The combination of a solid, developing offense and an elite, shutdown defense led by certain could make them unstoppable in the postseason. The NFL landscape is changing, and Green Bay is positioning itself at the forefront. The move also sends a message to their division rivals and the league at large. The Packers are serious about contending now, not just rebuilding or waiting for future drafts. It's a bold statement, and if all falls into place, it could be remembered as one of the great trades in NFL history. In conclusion, what we're seeing is a team making a strategic, bold move to elevate themselves to Super Bowl contention. The acquisition of Patrick Surtain, if it happens, will not only transform their secondary but will send shockwaves through the NFC and the entire league. The Broncos are choosing to rebuild and tank, focusing on future assets, while the Packers are all in for this season and beyond. This is a defining moment, a move that could crown the Green Bay Packers as champions once again. So keep an eye on this story, folks, because it's unfolding right now and it's shaping the future of the NFL. And now, Green Bay Packers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to US and TO, the Green Bay Packers. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Green Bay Packers news.